Burnsville, Minnesota, a quiet suburban town where neighbors knew each other, children rode bikes freely, and crime was almost unheard of. But while the town slept peacefully at night, a different kind of presence moved in silence, calculating, watching, waiting. His name was Ethan Maddox. To the people around him, Ethan was the model citizen. A 42-year-old former military medic, calm and composed. He lived alone in a modest house, kept his lawn trimmed, paid his bills on time, and always had a polite smile for anyone who passed by. But beneath that surface of normalcy was a brain obsessed with control and death. It started quietly. In 2012, a 24-year-old woman disappeared while jogging. Police assumed it was a runaway or a stranger abduction. Then, 2 years later, a middle-aged man went missing while on a fishing trip. In 2015, a teenage boy never came home from school. Over the next 7 years, 9 people vanished. No bodies, no evidence, no witnesses. There was no connection between them, no pattern. The cases were cold before they even got warm. And that's exactly how Ethan wanted it. You see, Ethan wasn't killing out of rage. He wasn't driven by trauma. He wasn't even trying to make a statement. He was conducting experiments. Each victim was carefully selected, isolated, unpredictable, and vulnerable. Once taken, they were not tortured in the traditional sense. Ethan wanted to see how people broke, how long they could endure silence, hunger, fear, and isolation. He recorded everything. He timed every reaction. They were not victims to him. They were test subjects. And because of his medical background and military discipline, he knew exactly how to leave no trace. He knew how to clean blood without a forensic trail, how to dispose of clothing, and most importantly, how to make people disappear. To everyone else, he was still that helpful guy at the hardware store, the friendly face in the community, the man who jogged past your house every morning. But behind his closed doors, Ethan was building something dark, something horrific, something precise. It would take 8 years and one mistake to uncover it all. In 2020, everything changed when one girl escaped. 17-year-old Mariah stumbled out of the woods, barefoot, covered in dirt and bruises. She collapsed on the porch of a farmhouse 10 miles from town. Her voice was hoarse, her eyes hollow. She kept whispering, "He called me his 10th." And just like that, the perfect mask that Ethan Maddox had worn for nearly a decade began to crack. When Mariah escaped, the quiet town of Burnsville was jolted awake. Police and FBI immediately launched a full-scale investigation. What they uncovered would shock not only the community, but the entire nation. Mariah's story was chilling, beyond belief. She described being held in a hidden underground shelter, dimly lit and cold. The walls were lined with surgical tools and strange devices she didn't recognize. Ethan Maddox didn't just want to kill his victims. He wanted to study them, measure every reaction, and control every detail of their suffering. According to Mariah, Ethan was methodical, precise. He monitored her heart rate, recorded her breathing, even checked her responses to pain. He treated his captives like lab experiments rather than human beings. There were no screams or frantic cries, only cold, calculated silence. Police soon discovered the shelter buried beneath an old shed in the forest. Inside, they found evidence of unimaginable horror: surgical instruments, blood samples carefully labeled and stored, notebooks filled with notes and graphs. But the most terrifying discovery was a secret room hidden beneath a trap door. Inside that room lay 6 bodies, preserved, positioned like trophies. Each body had a tag with notes on the time it took for them to succumb, the psychological state at the moment of death, and other clinical observations. Ethan Maddox wasn't just a killer. He was a twisted scientist experimenting on human lives. When the police raided Ethan's home, he did not resist. Instead, he was found calmly watching surveillance footage of his victims. He even smiled when arrested, as if proud of his work. During the trial, Ethan showed no remorse or regret. Instead, he spoke in cold, detached terms about his experiments, explaining how he believed he was pushing the boundaries of human endurance and psychology. His writings revealed detailed plans of each abduction, notes on each victim's physical and mental deterioration, and chillingly, a plan to live-stream the 10th and final killing, the one Mariah escaped from. The jury sentenced Ethan Maddox to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. 9 consecutive life sentences, 1 for each victim found or confirmed. But the story doesn't end there. Hidden in Ethan's last journal was a coded message, a cryptic note that hinted at an accomplice, a shadowy figure who might still be free. The chilling final words read, "If I failed, he will finish what I started." He watches from the shadows. Authorities have since reopened cold cases, searching for signs of another predator. Meanwhile, the residents of Burnsville live with a lingering fear that somewhere nearby, a second monster walks free, waiting for his chance. The case of Ethan Maddox reminds us that evil can wear the friendliest faces, that behind the quietest doors, darkness can fester unseen for years. And sometimes, the most terrifying monsters are the ones who study their victims, not with rage, but with cold, clinical curiosity. If you found this story gripping and chilling, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more true crime stories, and share this video with friends who love a good mystery. Your support helps bring more stories like this to light.